Okay, thank you everyone for showing up. Um, I'm Gareth of Gareth Paints Minis. Tonight I'm going to be finishing up the Star Wars Legion miniatures that I'm painting for Michael Mordor as a commission. These are the Star Wars Legion Stormtrooper upgrade set. Just adjusting my camera a little bit before I have too many people in here. There we go. I think that looks good. All right, and yeah, so what I'm going to be doing is working mainly on some highlights and some little detail areas, putting in some random colors and whatnot. So I will go ahead and get started. And if you have any questions at all, either about what I'm painting, how I'm painting it, or any other general nerd questions at all, feel free to ask away. It helps the time go by faster for me and probably for you guys too. So anybody who's in, if you want to give me a quick mic check, make sure that everything is, that you guys can hear me. And I hope that everyone had a decent enough day. It was hot here in my hometown, and as I'd said to some of the goblins on the Discord and to a few friends, that it was just, lack of a better term, uncomfortably moist this morning. Or at least I felt uncomfortably moist. Just moving that a little bit, because that's just being annoying. Right now I'm just picking out some of the higher edges on the stormtroopers just to make them pop a little bit more. Alright, Muses with a party of 13. Welcome everyone. Hey Michelle, how's it going? And another quick sound check, just make sure that everyone can hear me just fine. Boom, thank you so much again for the raid, Muses. I really appreciate it. Alright, sweet. Always worried about that. Just people come in and just go, hey, we can't hear you. Alright, sweet. And yeah, like I was just saying a little bit ago too, I'm just working on some highlights on these stormtroopers. Oh my god, and Kathy Wapple came into my stream too and gave me a follow. Thank you so much. Oh, wow. That's really cool. So thank you for the follow. Thank you, Jarrett's, for the follow too. Yeah. What did we do to deserve this? But But Muses, I know I said I would tell you what I did for the bases on these guys. Let me get a little bit closer. See, there's like the finished product with the sand, and the initial is this Vallejo gray sand, and I'll open it up so you can actually see. It's definitely a very fine grit sand, and actually here's some dried on the lid. There we go. See if you can get some focus there. But yeah, it's that color, and then I use which color of sand do I use? Oh yeah. Then I use. Whoa, hey, Michael Mordor and Kathy Wapple all in my stream. Jeez. Wow. This is quite the night. So, yeah, and then I use this Tallarn sand on it, and then I hit it with a sepia wash, and then just dry brush it again with the Tallarn sand. So, and as you can see, I put little ridges in the base too, so it looks like natural sand. Okay, I haven't played around with the AK stuff at all myself. It's always been either Games Workshop stuff or Vallejo, personally. So as I said, I'm just working on some. My whole stream setup is still over there, but I actually have chat on my phone right next to the camera and move the camera in front of me. So couldn't move my computer, so I just problem solved as best I could, and got some extension cables for my personal camera. So I hope that helps Muses with what I did for the bases for all of these miniatures, and it gives you the Muse some inspiration. Yeah, they are so much fun, and actually what I originally had used, I'll even show you, was one, like an old red oxide paste. Like, look how different the label is. So going from red to yellow was not fun, as anyone could attest to who's had to paint yellow. So going to this one made it a lot easier to paint sand. I know it's so good for when I had to paint Mars bases. I love the red oxide paste. It's just perfect for painting Mars. And actually, that is still good. Oh yes, here I'll show you. It's still good, and look how moist that is in there. It's a mega moist jar of red oxide paste. The moistness. The moist train dribbles in, as it were. Oh yeah, Michelle, here's the tank top for today. It says hit points, life of the party since '74. So, told you I'd wear a different one. Yeah, Michael, you should join the Goblin Tank Top Brigade. That Michelle and I just kind of started out of the blue one day. So yeah, right now I'm just getting like the tops of helmets and trying to just think of where light would hit most of these and just give a little bit of extra white to it. Or if I just want some shadows to be more prominent. Well, you came up with the name, but Michelle and I started the. Yeah. Michelle and I started with the tank tops. You came up with the name, so I will give credit where credit's due. Yeah. Yes, I apologize. I didn't mean to exclude you at all. Yes, the name was your doing, actually, now that I remember. But as my dad always said, of all the things he's lost, or memory is the second thing to go, he can never remember what the first thing is. And for the white that I'm using right now, I'm just using Vallejo's uh, Dead White for my white highlight. So I hope everyone has had a good evening so far. And thank you all for that joined the raid from Muse's Touch. I'm the second part of the Goblin Double feature, where every Wednesday she starts streaming and then comes and raids me, and we try to build it up together. Yeah, thank you as always for joining, Michael. I understand how early it is. And I would have tried to stream sooner after I got off of work, but a few things came up right after I got home and had to deal with them. Everything's fine, but life happens. Yeah, definitely a bit too early for you. I'm always surprised that you're up this early at times for me, but I do know how some of your sleep patterns can be, so it's not out of the realm of possibility for you to be up anyways. Or if the cats are just jerks that night. Every now and then I just like to wash the brush, you know, keep it moist, as it were. Yeah, you totally could. Muses, just run a little bit of a later stream. Yeah, and I'll go over some little updates of other things that I've done. I see a few things I need to touch up, but as you can see, I finished up the highlights on the shoulder pads here, and then even got a black lining around it, got the bottom painted black. See a little bit of touch-ups I need to do, but yeah, then I'll get a few little bits and bobs here. Painted a few different colors just to give it a little bit of variety. Yeah, I really tried hard on this. Let's see if I can get that to focus. Come on. Damn you, white. Anyways, they look good in person. Alright, well, thank you for stopping by. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow. I will look at your schedule to check out your streams in the future. Hopefully I can make it to some of them. But good night, Kathy. Thank you so much for stopping by and coming along with Muse's raid. And thank you, Michael. Oh, and during Muse's stream, I was actually working on the Furioso Dreadnought, putting some pieces together, and I can show you if you want. Since you kind of said dealer's choice, I was looking at all the loadouts. But it does look like I could actually paint most of the arms, and I think they can just be interchangeable without magnetizing them. Oh, thanks, Jen, and thanks for stopping by. And Jen, you should kick Will awake and just have him watch me stream for a little bit. But I'm sure he's just being a grumpy old man in bed now. No problem. Usually I'm terrible at self-promotion, so even sending a link to a friend like you, I have... Sometimes I feel bad, like I'm annoying people. But I know I need to sell myself more, that's what Michael says. Thanks, Delayed Capture. Yeah. I may come across as confident quite a bit, but then when it comes to the self-promotion part, yeah, that's where I falter a little bit. So, Muses, I have a lot to thank you for as far as getting my stream up. I know I've done what I can, but I probably wouldn't be as far with without your help and without Michael's help too. Actually, all the goblins' help. So, you guys have my heartfelt thanks and my eternal gratitude. So real quick, while I'm thinking about it so far. Oh, and I started filming the magnetizing video, though I had to wait. I have to wait for some things to dry before I go forward. But here you go, Michael. Here's going to be the chest piece. Hey, War Boy, thanks for swinging by. It's going to be the chest piece of the Furioso Dreadnought. And I got that together with plastic glue. So this will actually be fused together. And then just got the legs in, and it got some green stuff over some clip marks. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Delay Capture is my girlfriend, so she's been really working at trying to get me to self-promote a bit more. Okay, got that one, got that one. And I'll go to the arms because I saw the arms needed a lot of tender love and care with some of the highlights. Yeah, and actually when she cam uses, she tries to make it to your streams too and at least lurk and watch yours. She's really impressed with what you do too. And sadly, I don't think she could watch Michael's because she's at work and really can't watch a lot of streams at work. Yeah. Oh, dude, no, don't worry about it, Warboy. It's fine if you talk in Portuguese. I know that's kind of your new thing now with capoeira. Besides, if Carlos was here, he'd probably fire right back. Well, thank you. I guess I'm not as nervous about streaming because I did a lot of drama and one act in high school. So it kind of got me used to performing in front of strangers. And I guess that's why I have a loud voice, because I got used to doing stage projection. Because our old auditorium, there was no sound system that a lot of kids can use these days. So you had to learn how to project your voice. And I was a lot like my old man in that way. Yes, my dad was the most adorable Juliet ever. Actually, he played a really good Tevye in Fiddler on the Roof. Yeah, definitely. Michelle, you just need to try and stream. Sorry, got derailed there by, you know what, Michelle? I think part of it is the community of painters pretty awesome. Put me at ease. I'm not nervous at all. And Michael Mordor, only if you take your shirt off on stream. uh, yeah, just I try to look at the camera when I'm talking, but I'm looking at chat, which is just a little bit off to the right. So I hope that doesn't put people off too much. That when I'm talking, I'm looking at chat, seeing what's going on. But yeah, this is like the busiest I've ever had my chat on stream ever be. Might even get the achievement for having 10 people talk at once or something like that. So if you're in here, just say hi, just so I can get the achievement for having over 10 people talking. And if you have any questions about what I'm doing, please don't hesitate to ask. See, Holly Monster followed me today, which I thought was really cool. She's one of the big Reaper streamers as well. Okay. Actually, yeah. News has said actually once in an interview, and they told me not to look at the camera. So I guess it's probably good that it's just a little bit off to the right. Okay, I think I got all of my stormtroopers proper. There we go. It's always great looking over a model and seeing that, like, something that's just so blatantly obvious that you missed the first time. And you just kind of go, how did I miss that? Doing highlights right now, like getting, like I got these raised armor panels with just pure white and a few, like, some of the raised areas where the light would hit it the most. So I am doing highlights, which they're kind of like touch-ups, but more adding definition. See, like right here, just adding a little bit to draw a little bit of attention to the mid part and make the shadows a little bit more defined. Let's not bugger that up. Gotcha. Yeah, it's exactly like proofreading, but with paint. But I know you do a lot of proofreading, so that's exactly what this is, just in a different medium. See what was missed, see what needs touched up, see what needs just a little bit of editing. See, like right here on this arm, you can see some of the shadowing detail that I did spilled over there. So just going to go through and get that. So the shadows stay in place, but now the upper areas look a lot better, and I'm actually going to try and stay steady. Yes, there we go. Try and just tighten up that middle area a little bit. Yeah, the stuff you always see after publication. Yeah. And in this publication for me is after I apply a varnish. But I know I could still touch it up and apply varnish again. But it still is just kind of a dang. Alright, gotta log off. Kid to eat to bed. Chazzus the Netflix up. Alright, well, thank you, Michelle, for stopping by. And Chazzus, if you're here too, thank you so much for swinging by. I always appreciate it. And let's see, my printing company once printed shirts that said, you're following the leader. And was it... okay, yeah. And seriously with the typo. But thank you again so much for stopping by, Michelle. Yeah, see you all in see you in Discord. Oh wow, the first half hour has already flown by. Dang. Amazing when chat is good and busy like that. And I'm still doing work, it's just good having interactions with people while doing this. Like I've told many of you before, like sometimes when I paint, I'll be talking with delayed capture on the phone, especially like the nights when I have the girls and they're asleep. I'll just call her and I'll be rambling on. Well, we'll both be talking about certain things while I paint, so it just kind of makes it fly on by. Oh yeah, yeah, the stream does just run itself right now. Now I kind of know how you feel, though I don't think I have as infectious of a laugh as you do, Michael, which it's always fun to make you giggle and kind of lose it on stream. But then again, it's all of us goblins just having fun, and we're having fun watching you. Not just that, Willie. Life in general and other personal matters that's not sex that we just talk about. That's why I only care that I have people to chat with online. Yeah, I mean, it's nice just having people on here asking either questions about what I'm doing or, had somebody come on and we were talking about the new Dune movie, and then that got into me talking about lore and the books about Dune and how excited I am for Jason Momoa to be Duncan Idaho in the new movie. Because honestly, I think he will do, because Duncan Idaho is one of my favorite characters, so I think he will do him amazing justice myself. Definitely. Yeah, I've noticed that. Like, I've had a few nights where it's only a few people on here, and I'm grateful for anyone who's on here to chat with. Like, I know a lot of times it's probably just Warboy, Michelle, and Muses and Delay Capture, but that's still somebody to talk with. Take what shot? Oh yeah, the certain thing. Yeah, probably. I won't deny that. And I see I missed. Well, that'll be at the bottom. But you all know about it now, so I may have to figure it out. Yeah. Okay, Duncan, alright, Paul was trained by like 5 or 6 people. Hey, thanks Big Jim Slade for giving me a follow. Really appreciate it. So Duncan Idaho was one of like at least 3, if not 4 people. No, one of 4, maybe 5 people that trained Paul. Paul was trained by Duncan in swordplay. Well, yeah, that's all the Fremen in that. They wore the still suits that recycled water. But Duncan trained him in fighting, in one way of like civilized fighting. Then there was Gurney Halleck, who taught him in more like brawling fighting. Then there was Thufir Hawat, who was the Mentat, which was a human computer, because thinking machines were outlawed. Long story behind that. And actually trained Paul to be a Mentat as well, because there was potential in him in the books for that. And then his mother trained him in some of the Bene Gesserit arts, which were like I don't know. I almost want to call them witches. But yeah, for his early life, it was Duncan, Gurney Halleck, and Thufir and Lady Jessica that taught him a lot of the ways how he could fight and survive. And no one, actually, assassins were coming after him since he was a duke's son. A lot of people wanted him dead. Yeah, and in both of the movies, or like in the sci-fi version and in the old 80s version, I mean, the old 80s version, that Duncan Idaho was okay. And he at least went down fighting like he did in the book. But I know the fighting that, yeah, and I used to read that book at least once a year for like 5 years. So it's kind of etched up here. Hope you guys are seeing this well enough. If you need me to move the camera down farther for some of these smaller details, I can. But otherwise, I'm just trying to keep it on stream as best I can. So speak up if you want me to move the camera down a little bit. Okay. Don't like how that looked. There we go. Yeah, Michael, what'd you think of the chess piece that I chose for the Dreadnought? Because I figured that was definitely worthy of Blood Angels. It's I'm almost to affiliate. It's amount of time streamed, which after tonight, knock on wood, I should be at affiliate because I needed to stream for 8 hours in a month, and as of like 2 days ago, I was at 7.46 hours streamed. So after tonight's hour stream, that should definitely kill that, and I should get to affiliate because I definitely have the followers. I have the average number of people per stream. I have the number of days per month for streaming. So yeah, hopefully I'll get an email overnight saying that I've made it to affiliate. Which I think I did it in what? How long have I been streaming now? A month or 2 months? I think probably 2 months. So honestly, quicker than I anticipated, I think. Then people can subscribe to me. I can actually make a little bit of money doing this as well. Because people can subscribe, can throw bits at me, which is just like some little digital currency that I can cash in. I don't know all the particulars because I'm not an affiliate. I'm sure Michael could fill in a little bit more, or anyone else on here that is affiliate, that's been affiliate for a while. But I'm pretty sure that's like the gist of what happens. So not only will I be doing a hobby that I love, I can make a little bit of money doing it. Okay. Oh, I had no illusions of getting rich doing this, but it's just the concept of making a little bit more, a little bit of money doing this is in, compelling slash intriguing. I don't know which would be the best word for it. Yeah. Did I already get this one? I think I did. Okay. Well, I'll look on the bright side, and it's 4 cents you didn't have. Yeah, I'm. Yeah, I'm not looking nor expecting to get rich. Hell, off of any of this, like I still just look at it as a hobby, and if I happen to put some money in my pocket doing it, great. If not, well, I'm still doing something that I love. I don't think I'll ever be as brave as Michael and take the plunge into just painting miniatures for a living. Oh boy. Sorry about that. That just hit me out of nowhere. But again, like I'd said, it was a long enough day at work, and as I'd said in the Discord, it was just I was uncomfortably moist, like this morning. Like it had rained just enough this morning, and then it got really hot really quick. Like, yeah, just felt icky whenever I was outside working, which as a surveyor means most of the day, except whenever I was in the truck going between sites, and then I just had the AC going just to make me feel a little bit more comfortable. Nothing. Oh, okay. Takes 50% of every sub. Well, it is what it is. Oh, did Elsa finally make landfall where you're at? Yeah. Like I was telling Blade Capture, and the blanket was soaked in a pool in a pond that is so disgusting you wouldn't even let your dog swim in it. Or the kind that if your dog did swim in it, they were immediately getting a bath when you got home. Yeah, I've heard, I think, not just from you, but from a lot of other people, Michael, that, yeah, YouTube is just. YouTube is just. Yeah, you have to have like millions of people following you in order to make any sort of profit on that. Yeah. Yeah, we did, because we did literally have hurricane force winds here over the weekend. So, yeah, for those of you that didn't know or weren't on Discord or whatever, um, the city that I live in, like, apparently it had made some international news too. But yeah, we had some hellacious winds. Like, we had 90-mile-an-hour winds, which are hurricane force winds. Yeah. Yeah, we had hurricane force winds, and I am in the middle of the U.S. So it's not like, oh, hey, 20 miles offshore or something like that. No, I'm in Nebraska, and we had 90 plus mile an hour winds for a time during that storm. Or I think it's 144 kilometers per hour. If that helps put that in perspective for you, Michael. Okay, yeah, and yours was just downgraded to a tropical storm. Oh, 74 plus equals hurricane force. Yes, and ours was 90 miles an hour. Yeah, I bet you do. But I honestly can't remember when we've had winds that high before that there wasn't a tornado involved. Well, can I return the gift at all, Warboy? Because I didn't hear you say no givesies backsies. But at the very least, I'll just say, well, that's fine. At least I'm not in Florida. I need to touch up this right here. Yeah, some of a reason. Though, the older I get, the more I don't like some of the cold weather that we have here. Like, right around my birthday, I think we had negative. Yeah. Luckily, it wasn't sustained wind. Okay, so it was a tie from 2016. So yeah had a lot going on around that time too. All right. Well, let's see. Well, let's add a little bit of color to this backpack here, just to liven it up a little bit. Unless, Michael, you just want it plain dark metallic like this. How I set up my paint tray. Like, oh, wet palette? Oh, sure. Um, yeah, before I go, I'll do. Do you want it more on camera so you can kind of just see what I do with it? There's a little bit more of it. Yeah, and this is the, I think this is, yeah, this is the actual Army Painter tray. So, just, there you go. Actually, we'll just go to this right now. So, here's the wet palette, and as you can see, I have the sponge underneath with actually quite a bit of water. And then I just put the screen on top, and then it just kind of keeps paint wet here. So, and even then I still wet my brush just a little bit, but then as you can see, like this white paint I was using the entire time has not dried up at all. And I don't know if you can hear it or not, but I even have a fan running behind me on a very low setting just for some air movement. And actually this green here is still usable, and I was using that on Monday. And granted, it still stays, it's not dry air here, but it's not exactly the wettest in my house because I have it on a dehumidifier. And I'm sure if I coaxed this color, I could probably get it to work too. Yeah, and what I usually do is, even when the sponge dries out a little bit, I just will lift up a little bit, and then I have just one of these little water bottles. Then I just kind of squirt water in there until the entire sponge is moist and wanting. But then I also then make sure that all the sponge underneath is moist. Yes, I'll just keep saying moist at this point. So, and then it keeps the paint moist too, and greatly extends the life of it. So, I've loved using mine. Yes, I do know. Yeah, I know you have moist on there. That's how Michelle announces her glorious arrival into your channel. Yeah, and it's really nice. Yeah, just set the sponge in there, set the paper on there, or just even wet the sponge down first and then set the paper on top. Though I will say, when you set the paper on it initially, it will want to curl up sometimes. So just set like a small miniature that you're not using or painting, or one that you will paint even, and just kind of have it help hold down the paper so it doesn't curl up initially, and then it trains itself to not curl up then as it absorbs moisture. Then it just lays down flat. Yeah, no problem. I've been this is my second wet palette that I've ever used. I just got one from a art shop that it was decent, but the sponge started to deteriorate and actually kind of got moldy over time. Yeah, moist and curly. So then I saw these Army Painter ones, gave it a shot. I'm still on the first sponge because it comes with 2 sponges and a whole bunch of the sheets for it, and they sell refill packs for that. And it's just it works really nice. And granted, I'll even peel this up to show you that over time too, you'll see that the sponge will absorb some colors that leak through, or if you leave it on a palette, leave it on a piece of paper for too long. But it doesn't affect the other paint underneath, or on top, I should say. So it's just, it adds a little color to the sponge, but it doesn't affect how it works. So yeah, figured I'd add just a little bit of color here and there. Might add a quick red. And then I see I am almost at my hour for streaming. Which, while you're here, Michael, if you see anything else that you would like me to do, update, change, add more color to, add less color to, speak up, because this is your commission and I want to do it to the best of my abilities and do what you want. And honestly, I might leave this one. No, they don't cut me off after an hour. It's just I choose to go for an hour. Like, heck, Muse's Touch went for. Did you go for an hour? Or did you go for an hour and a half? But yeah, no, there's some streamers that I've seen that have gone for 2, 3, 4+ hours for streaming. It's just this late at night, I'd only want to go for. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's what I thought you went for 2. But this late at night, I don't really want to go much past 10:30 my time. And yeah, here's how this whole backpack is looking with like a radio relay. Actually, real quick. Sorry, all of a sudden my nose just got kind of stuffy. I might. Where is my 1 gold? Well, yeah. Maybe I'll paint that off stream if I can't find the color that I'm looking for. Because that gold decided to run away and hide. Yeah, and I don't think I'll try to go for partner at all. Well, thanks, hon. I appreciate it. Ooh, ha. Here it is. It was. I don't know if I've shown you this, Michael, but I'm going to be painting this giant Space Marine for a buddy. Which, compared to the Stormtrooper, yeah, the gold I was looking for was hiding underneath that Space Marine. Yeah. But here's the part of it, he wants me to paint it yellow. Because he wants it painted after the Angry Marines. Well, Google Angry Marines, and yeah, they're a fan-made chapter. They're yellow, but he wants it painted after that. So, yeah, and I owe this buddy quite a bit too. So, I will paint yellow. I will become better at paint. Well, I've become better at painting yellow because of a bunch of buddies, or at least one other buddy in particular. But that's neither here nor there. Oh, and Michael too, with metallic paints on a wet palette. They work for a while, but the paints do separate on there. It's just like the extra moisture with the metallic paints. Yeah, it causes it to separate after a while. So you're good for a little bit if you're doing some gold, but it's not great if you try to come back to it the next day. So during the same painting session, and if you're going to use it really quick, that's great. If you're going to use a little bit and come back later it's not that great. Oh boy. Well, on that note, though, I see that I've hit over an hour. So, thank you so much, everyone, for swinging by. Might just end up painting the rims on these black and probably calling them good after a few other little touch-ups here and there after I go back over them again. So, these will be done. And I don't know if you heard, Michael, but I am also working on the magnetizing video for Agent Callus. Just letting some green stuff dry as it is. But I did do some recording for that, and I'll do more once that dries so you can see more of how I am magnetizing him, because he has 2 different sets of arms and 3 different heads. Alright, well, again, thank you so much, everybody, for swinging by. I greatly appreciate it. Hope you have a great night. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And I will probably see most of you on Discord. And otherwise, I'll see you on the next stream, which would be Monday. So, thanks and have a good night.